Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Sunday here, and we got the tropics to talk about. We have Invest 98, possible hurricane coming towards the state of Florida, and effects that are going to be felt all along the east coast as we have an approaching front coming next week. So, definitely a lot to watch here. It is starting to brew already. You can see it. Let's take a look. So we do have spaghetti models out now. This is the area at 90% chance of development this morning from the NHC. Going to do that zigzag hook towards the state. We've been talking a lot about high pressure is building to the north, guaranteed. It's only going to have one way to go, and that is towards Florida. You can start to see the moisture. It's starting to wrap around just north of Hispaniola in Puerto Rico this morning. All this moisture just inundated parts of the islands in the Caribbean this last week, and especially yesterday for Puerto Rico. Water vapor satellite really shows our spin developing on satellite this morning here with the water vapor loop. A little bit of dry air coming in from the backside, but it's got a huge moisture field ahead of it. I'm telling you, tropics don't care. It's November. Listen, water temperatures are 83, 84 degrees all the way up through the Bahamas, west of Bahamas, 84 degrees. Ocean heat content very deep below the surface. So don't think just because it's November we can't get a hurricane possibly coming towards the United States. So we're definitely watching this close. First, there's four things we're talking about, four impacts. First impact starts tomorrow morning, Tuesday. As we have a developing low pressure here to the south, this is Tuesday on the Euro, we're going to have high pressure to the north, and we're going to have this tight pressure gradient developing to the north of our system that's going to be bringing in persistent winds to central Florida, north into Florida. The St. Johns River could see surge. We've already got coastal issues along the coast there. Ian brought into the state. So 2 days of solid winds. Unfortunately, we have a beaver moon, they call it. Leave it to beaver, right? High tide are going to be higher because of the full moon in effect Tuesday into Wednesday. Worst possible timing for these persistent winds. So that's story number one. Story number two is a developing possible hurricane nearing the Bahamas first. This would be Wednesday, potential landfall Wednesday night into Florida. 1,002 showing up on the latest Euro. The Euro ensembles, however, this is a great map here showing that a lot of the Euro ensembles are below 1,000 millibars. So I suspect the Euro is going to increase its intensity now. So could see a deepening, potential hurricane nearing the Florida coast as soon as Wednesday night into Thursday. Now, the zigzag pattern is real. Latest UK 997, Euro 997. I suspect that's going to go down. GFS is the outlier, 974. Icon, a great model, it's around 987. But it's important to note, look at these landfalling locations, right? Central Florida on the east side. Remember, your effects are always greater to the north side. This could be almost borderline a subtropical style system. So wherever that center is, you can have effects way to the north, meaning northern Florida, Georgia initially. But what's important to note here with these European ensembles is some are actually showing it miss Florida, some are showing it go through Florida, and some are still showing it to pop out on the west side of Florida. And all those are very possible. This turn is coming. There's a front coming down next week. Strong cold front coming down Thursday, Friday of next week. And that's going to pull our system north. It's going to accelerate it out of here super duper fast. Problem, though, is this. Any frontal system that comes along and picks up a tropical system, our system isn't going to weaken. So we're going to see effects into Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, all the way up the East Coast into the weekend, next weekend. Now, it should be long gone by the weekend, but we could see a developing, low-pressured system ride that coastline, meaning squall lines, heavy rain, all kinds of effects that you see. Hurricanes, listen, in November, squall lines, tornadoes, inland flooding are all things you worry about. This is going to bring a lot of moisture with it, and it could pop through the state to watch. So we're keeping an eye on all these different models. Tropical tidbits here real quick. These are all your latest, just to kind of give you an idea what it might look like. Here is our incoming system. Hard left turn west, high pressure to the north. It's going to have a day or two over these super duper warm waters over the Bahamas. Like I said, Mother Nature doesn't care. It's November. Long range shear forecast. Not zero shear, but lower shear than average because we really don't have any type of jet stream frontal line in play. It's super duper warm outside. We talk about this a lot. You can feel it. It feels like summer. So plenty of warmth out there for this thing to try to get brewing. GFS shows this thing down to 970s. Going on the backside or the other side of Florida, doing that turn, riding up that coastline through the week next week. So again, impacts off this warm Gulf Stream. Any storms, brewing out here, you're going to get increased storm action because of that warm Gulf Stream. It's going to fuel these squall lines for places north of Florida. And like I said, it's going to be fast. It's going to get out of here quick. By the weekend, it's long gone, but it is going to linger a little bit more as it reacts to this slowdown and this turn for Florida. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday impacts for the state. The latest icon, kind of showing you the same thing. This is a 989 millibar system, drops it down to 987. That's borderline hurricane. Cat 1 could be strong. Cat 1 on the icon. It does a little curve there through the state. It starts to pull up. So once this thing crosses through the state, remember Irma, we had effects on both sides of the storm. So once this thing gets over Florida, we could see effects on both sides of wherever center line is. So this is a Florida peninsula, watching close. That's both sides of the state. Strong winds, tornadoes, heavy rainfall, flooding. If this thing does pop out onto the coast here, we could be dealing with some surge for Tampa Bay areas, west central areas, as this thing is the dirty side, counterclockwise flow pushes up into the bay. So that's something to keep mindful of. The Canadian model here, not the best model, but showing that hook, just showing you heavy rainfall, big heavy rainfall. This is Wednesday into Thursday. Everything's kind of the same theme here. This thing's going to get close to Florida. It's going to curve. It's going to potentially impact people along the East Coast here. So that's that. Watching this thing close. Every run of the Euro is a little stronger. Definitely seeing the potential that this thing could be a hurricane. So, and that's this week. So, like I said, 4 things: inland or beach erosion for the east coast of Florida first, Tuesday, Wednesday, because of that high tide full moon. Landfalling system on the east coast. West central Florida northward could feel something now from this thing. And then, of course, all of the east coast as this thing races on out of here. So pay attention to the weather. This thing could be sneaky. We could be dealing with a hurricane. Have your hurricane plans in place. It's real, folks. This is developing. So every model run now is going to get a little more interesting, right? But those warm waters has me a little bit cautious that we could see something a little stronger than a tropical storm, Category 1. Even heck, that Gulf Stream last second, we could see this thing even go into a 2 possibly, just from what I'm seeing. So there you go. We'll be live. I just did a live a little bit ago. We'll do a live tonight, probably about 8 p.m. Eastern on Sunday night. We'll be live tomorrow morning, 9:19 a.m. Eastern. So tune in for the latest on that. All right. Have a great Sunday. Thanks for watching here on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe for me. We're trying to get 50,000 followers here before the season ends so we can build it for next season, 2023. All right. Have a good one. Bye.